Hello and welcome to today's video. This video is going to be all about me and the boys. The first thing you'll see is me and Gavin making some homemade bread and butter. And I show all the ingredients I use, how we did it. And it's just a very quick, easy bread recipe. It's not the most intricate, so it's something you can easily do with your kids. The butter making process is super fun. There's tons of ways to make butter. It's just a fun, easy way that you can do it with your kids. If you choose smaller jars, it's quicker to do and easier to do. You just make less butter with it. The next thing you'll see is me, Ethan, and Gavin decorating Easter eggs. And then after that, I'll put in some small clips of us going to the Irish Italian parade in St. Bernard that I just really wanted to share a little glimpse into that day. And at the very end, the last thing I'll share about is all the different things I put into the kids' Easter baskets this year. Because some of y'all might be interested in that, but I put it at the end. That way, if you didn't want to see that footage, you kind of know that once you get to that, you can click out. There are some things that aren't in that video that I got afterwards, like a whole bunch of little miniature bag of Takis. I also added in confetti eggs and some other candies and stuff, but most, like 99% of their stuff is all shown in that video at the very end. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you click like and subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. And I will see you in the next video, which should either be Easter Day or date night number 5. And if you haven't watched my other videos before this, check them out. I've got many links below to many videos I've posted, and keep watching. Thanks for stopping by. Guys, hello and welcome to today's video. So I'll be doing some different things with the kids, and Gavin's been wanting to help me make my homemade bread and butter. It's a really quick, easy, fun thing that I did a while back to test to see if it worked out, and it did. So we're going to show you how it's done. This is for egg dyeing over here later on, but I'll show you the things that you'll need to make the bread.
And the cats are going crazy.
On the other end of the camera. Cooking spray, a small measuring cup, a pan, loaf pan, 3 cups of bread flour. This is the one I use. 1 pack of instant rise yeast, some salt, some cream, and a jar. And I'll talk about that in a few minutes. And you're also gonna need some hot water, but I'm gonna talk about that in just 1 second. First, we're gonna do the butter portion of this. Basically, you need any size jar you want. You open it up and you fill it about halfway with heavy whipping cream. So I'm gonna put about halfway, and then I add a little bit of salt because I like salted butter. And you're gonna shake this for like 10-15 minutes. The more you shake it, the thicker it gets. Then you think it's not shaking anything, it's so thick, but it is. And all of a sudden you'll start hearing liquid, and then you shake it a little bit past that point because it starts forming a solid part and a liquid part. The whey comes off of it, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a science genius, but it creates the solids and the liquids from the butter. And then you can take the solids out, and then you rinse it off with a little bit of cold water, and then you pour the water off. More cold water, rinse, strain that off just to make sure you get all of that whey off of it, and then you have soft, creamy homemade butter. And you could do it a lot of different ways, but this is just a fun way to do it with kids. You're basically going to make sure it's tight, and then you're going to slam it back and forth like this.
Sounds like
last time I did this, I was the only one who did it, and I walked around the house doing this. I forget for how long. It is 1 minute to 7, so we'll figure out.
And I got a piece of hair in my mouth.
Gavin, you want to shake it now? You shake it.
How?
Just up and down. Just hard.
That?
We're going to keep doing this, and I'll come back and let you know how long it took us. Keep watching. Okay, so it's been about 4 minutes, and you can kind of see it's getting really thick. And the more you do it, you'll start noticing that it'll also get like a more of a yellower color because you'll start seeing like that butter form. So more shaking to go. It's been about 7 minutes, and then you can kind of see it's starting starting to come apart. Couple more minutes. Another couple minutes and that's where I'm at. I'm at 7:08, so what, 9 minutes so far? And it's getting ready to be butter. Yay!
It is.
It's starting to come apart. See the liquid and the solids? Got a little bit more shaking to go though. So what? 7:10. Takes about 7 minutes because of me setting up the camera. But it gets really, really hard and then to shake, and then it gets really easy once it gets like this. Now I take this and I pour all of that liquid into my measuring cup. And then in here is the butter. This is what you're going to want to rinse with a little bit of cold water and then pour the water out just to make sure the whey is off of it. And I have homemade butter for my homemade bread that I'll show you how to make in a minute.
Hey,
We are back, and now that we have our homemade butter,
we're gonna
make the bread. And I took the whey or the liquid from the butter and I put it in its cup, and then I added enough water to be a cup and a half to this and made it warm. So I just warmed it up. So a cup and a half of water, or what I did, you could utilize that technique as well. Then 1 packet of fast rising yeast. I put that in.
What is that?
It makes the bread rise and get fluffy like bread. And you just mix that up.
I like fluffy bread.
So I have that. I have 1 tablespoon of salt in here and 3 cups of the bread making flour that I use. And that's it. That's all that I use for this. So I'm gonna let Gavin stir, and then I'll do the kneading. Basically, you stir it until you can't stir it, and then you knead it with some flour, and then you put it in a greased pan. So this is my greased loaf pan, and I will show you it all in this pan in just a couple of seconds. Stir it with this. He's cutting a string with his jacket. Come stir it.
So you stir it. It's ready.
It's going to be hard because it's going to make bread dough. It's not going to be like a liquid. It's going to be more of a dough, right? So you just kind of get that liquid worked in so it won't be liquid anymore. Let me see.
It's very doughy.
So I try to work with it in a bowl a little bit so it won't make as much on the countertops.
I'm not strong.
I scoop underneath, fold it around. It's kind of like kneading it but with a spoon. I usually use like a big spoon like this.
I'm strong, but not as strong as adults.
That's right, he's very strong.
But not
So
as
I
strong
scrape
as an adult.
that off. Put this in the sink for me.
You done stirring?
Yes, put that in the sink. I'm gonna knead it. So he watched me do this last time, but he didn't do any of it at all. So basically kneading it means getting all the flour worked in. So I'm gonna show a little bit of that, and then I'll cut back in when I put it in the pan. And I'll show you the next step.
And
Since you wash your hands, you want to try to, push down, fold in half, push down, fold in half. You do that?
And you should do this too. Like,
Push down, fold it in half. So maybe fold it in half this way since it's long ways. Now push that down.
I got dough on my jacket. Oh. Is that 4.5 now? Now push down.
And then I'll do the rest. You can go wash your hands and stuff off. So I'm going to do this for another couple, just a couple more times. Alright, so it's in the pan, some plastic wrap, and it just chills and it doubles in size at least, and then you can put it in the oven. And I'll show you that step and show you all of the instructions on what to do for that. Then, again, another easy task. Soon I will have homemade bread and homemade butter. Yum. Alright, so it is doubled in size. It's stuck to the plastic wrap, so the top looks a little bit funny, but that's all okay. I'm going to put it in the oven at 425 until it's golden brown. And then we're going to eat it. What we do is, to do it is, you put the eggs in it and dye them one color, and then afterwards, I drizzle a little bit of oil on the top of them, and then you put it in another color. So let's say if I did yellow, the next time I might pick green, and then the oil that touches the egg won't let the green dye it, so it'll end up looking kind of like these. And you could do multiple colors, like you could do, like this one did blue, and then probably green, and then probably yellow. So, and there's a bunch of eggs. So I'm gonna pick a color first, and then y'all can each pick a color. And we're gonna fill up all the cups, so no matter what, that way we have at least 9 eggs going at all times. Which one do you want to do, Gavin? We are headed to the Irish Italian Parade in St. Bernard, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Hi, Gav. Waiting on the parade? You're not in it, Ethan.
What? Wait to catch some cabbage.
Gonna catch some cabbage. He's ready! A quick look over all of the Easter stuff. This is Ethan's. Yes, I went overboard. Almost everything here, Ethan and Gavin has the same. So I'll explain it here, and then I'll show what Gavin has that Ethan doesn't have. They each got a book, but different ones of sticker. It's a sticker book that goes onto a page that's pre-set up for them. All the stickers are cut, and it creates these mosaic works of art. My grandpa had did these, and we thought that they were really cool, and so I figured I would find some just for my boys. Ethan got this one. I'll show you Gavin's in a little while. They each are gonna get a big thing of candy that's just for them that the other kids didn't get, and this is Ethan's giant sack of Skittles. And they each got these things because they like sour candy. Ethan and Gavin both got hairspray and toothpaste because they have a toothbrush box, which is basically a pencil case in their cabinet with toothpaste and a toothbrush, so they never have to share, fight, or look for them. They each are getting 2 shirts. Ethan's looks like this for his black and white one and gray one, and They each have a shirt that's identical for this. We're gonna put something on this for our Tennessee trip. They play with these from the dentist and they love them. So I got them this. It's silly and young, but they still have a lot of fun with it. Same thing to do with these little rocket balloons. Just fun to add. These hats light up. We got them off of Amazon. Ethan's is green, Gavin's is red. These are fruit snacks. You'll see that all the kids got those. All the kids got beef jerky and this and this. Ethan and Gavin got these crybaby gumballs. Ethan and Gavin got this. This is just Ethan's. This is just Ethan's. That's just Ethan's. Ethan, Gavin, and Nicholas have that. Ethan and Gavin have that. All three boys have this. And Ethan and Gavin have this. It's made by Toxic Waste, like these are, and they love, love, love these. So I figured I would get these and they could both try them out. So that's all of Ethan's stuff. Basically, Gavin's different items is his book looks different. His big item of candy is this big chocolate Easter bunny going after the chocolate carrots. He has deodorant because of fun fact that his doctor told him he was going to be starting puberty, and I just figured maybe it's time to give him his own little deodorant to go into his box. This is something that Gavin asked for. I asked them for 5 items that they would really want, and that was one of his items. And most of the things they both asked for. So this is something that nobody else asked for. So Gavin got that. I found this and thought it was super cute for Easter. It's white chocolate with sprinkles in it. Got it for him. He actually picked out this. And I found these little things of chocolates at the Dollar Tree and thought he would love them. So these are his shirts. And of course he got all of the same things that I mentioned over there. That's his hat. And these are like those little wax boards or papers. And underneath it is silver instead of like rainbow. And so when you scratch into it to make the note, it makes it silver. It's kind of like the thing when you were younger. I'm not sure if you remember when you scratched the wax off of something, it was rainbow. His is silver. And I just thought it was fun. And I probably want it more than he does. So that's that. All of Nicholas's goodies. His is obviously much different than the boys. Bigger packs of things. He got a whole thing of these. I have these to fill up eggs with. I'll show in a second. These are things that the boys didn't get. These sacks of little, like they like little mushrooms and they're chocolate. He loves them. Pocky sticks. This is his big item. A big giant bag of Krabby Patties. Some razors he got. Things like that. This is 2 pairs of socks of this show that he likes or whatever it's called. Some candy bars he got, and he got all of the other items as well. And last but not least, turn. These are my egg filling things. These are going to be in Ethan's basket. They're little Tabascos. I can't focus on them, but they're little hot sauces. That's just for Ethan. This is Ethan and Gavin, Ethan, Gavin. And, well, Ethan, Gavin, Nicholas, Ethan, Gavin, Nicholas, and Ethan and Gavin. Nicholas has a big bag of these. So that is all of my stuff. This year I did not go all out in the sense that I didn't buy like big gifts. I typically do. I did not this year. This is plenty, but that is what I'm doing for my kids for Easter baskets.